mic, yo, rip up the bass.
Forced.
Hello and welcome back to the Mania 4K World Cup 2022. It is yet another day of round of 16. You might have seen some other matches earlier in the day, depending of where you live in the world. If you're in Asia, this might not be the first match of the day. But today we will be seeing Poland versus Australia. My name is Paturage and I will be commentating with Silweska Els. How are you?
Alright, honestly, like looking at all of these matches was really interesting, especially Singapore versus the United States. That one ended in a tiebreaker. One of the best matches I've ever seen so far in this tournament. How about you? How are you doing yourself?
Oh yeah, I heard about that match. That was literally a tiebreaker situation, but it happened when I was sleeping. It was like maybe 4 a.m. when it happened, or 5 a.m. when it happened at my time. So I just had to catch some sleep and actually be able to commentate here.
I mean, it's better to have you commentate here than to still be sleeping up to this point. Otherwise, we'd probably only have one commentator here.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could be. I wish I was able to sleepwalk and passively watch some MWC matches in my sleep and just absorb them. But fortunately, we do have match feeds that we can catch up on, and lovely features like the multiplayer links that you can check back for results.
Well, speaking of results, what were the results for Poland and Australia on their respective matches?
Oh, I would have to check back in the match feeds. I do not have those results ready. I do not know if you what kind of windows you have open, what kind of.
Well, I mean, I can check it myself.
Yeah, because usually commentators do have like a kind of cockpit of information at their disposal. We have statistics, we have match feeds, we have all we need to deliver you information in a timely manner. Speaking of timely manner, Poland and Australia should be rolling and settling themselves in the room right now, but we are still getting ready.
Yeah, indeed, we're still getting ready. Just trying to set things up real quick. So when I was asking about the statistics, it does seem like Poland lost 5-0 on one of their matches, and Australia also lost 5-0. So I think it would be interesting to see how this one pans out. I think the seeds are not too far after all.
Yeah, honestly, maybe it's going to come down to how each of the respective countries actually scales, going from round of 32 to round of 16. We've seen round of 32 results, but the round of 16 map pool is quite a bit harder. There's quite a jump in difficulty. I don't know what you think about it as a player. You know, I know you're playing for the Philippines, so you know better than me how it feels after training.
Oh man, like, it really feels so different. And you know what part hurts so much? When you practice one of the SV maps and then they ban it.
Oh no, I know that feeling. The SV2, me and you, has been a very popular ban throughout the matches, and I do hope we see it in this match. I feel like SV might be one of the pivotal devices that one or the other team is going to use to get a point.
That's true, and you know, if you were to avoid getting a sort of free loss on any of the SVs, you better practice them. Like, even if you know that the other team might ban them, there could be a chance that the team would have a last second plan. So ideally, you should be practicing the SV whether you think they're gonna ban it or not.
Yeah, that's entirely true, and people at home may not realize how much pressure there is behind playing a tournament. Watching a tournament and playing a tournament are entirely different things. When you're behind the keyboard inside of a tournament, it really feels like an entirely different experience.
I can certainly agree with that. I mean, you and I have played a lot of, or at least some tournaments here and there, and the feeling of like, okay, these players are really doing good, and then when you think that you could do the same, it really just feels different. The pressure is on you to perform, and I think that's the biggest difference from watching and playing.
Yes, absolutely. I can totally agree with that. I haven't played any MWC. I've only played like the 4-digit version, and actually one for France.
Yeah, let's go. But anyways, I think these players are almost ready. I mean, not only that, but you do see some seasoned players here, like CTEC on the Polish side, and for Australia, I've seen names like Potassium F and Ruka for a while now.
Yeah, some long-standing names and some new names as well. We like to see new names throughout the year, coming throughout the year. There are many major players that have come and gone throughout the years, and that makes World Cups especially interesting to see those new players and old players alike shine on the stage.
That's true. Speaking of new players, I think Poland has some. There's the presence of the Falak and Harumi. I believe this is their first MWC. And for Australia, we have Madebot, which is now Ayamasu, and also Fluffy GMD, and also Newt6989. Those
best name.
Yeah, that's the best name indeed. Yeah, Ayamasu is Madebot for viewers who are not aware.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and the schedule is absolutely packed. We have Poland, Australia right now at 9:30 UTC. At 10 UTC, in like 23 minutes, there's gonna be Japan versus Vietnam. That's the one that's gonna be streamed here on Usu Live. But there's also gonna be Malaysia versus France at 10 UTC going at the same time as Japan versus Vietnam. But that's not gonna be streamed here, but that's actually going to be streamed on that's actually going to be restreamed on the French channel Osu FR Live. That's going to be commentated in French though, but it's still an outlet that's going to let you actually watch the match if you're interested by the Malaysia versus France matchup.
Well, I mean this is the perfect time to like advertise that. So if you want to watch the match, which is I believe gonna happen in a few minutes, we'll hop on to that channel. I forgot the name already, my bad.
Yeah, Osu FR Live. It's just Osu Live, but FR added in the middle. You cannot get it wrong.
Alright. But here we are. We're going to have the rolls. So Potassium F rolls at 29, which is not really the best roll that you could get.
It's a roll. It's winnable. There's
We'll
a
see.
29% chance, literally.
Imagine if Poland rolls like a 1. Oh, 35! Well, that was actually ridiculously close for a roll. So, do you think maybe the match could also be really close? I think so, actually.
Yeah, the closer the rolls, the closer the match is. You know the rules. But yeah, Australia's gonna be banning first, having lost the roll.
Me and you being the ban. Oh man, not another me and you ban. This is like, remember the one time me and you wasn't banned? That was because of a miscommunication too. So imagine if that did not happen.
Oh no! I did not know that happened. I have so many things to catch up on.
I thought you were the commentator in that match. It was, I believe, Romania versus the Netherlands.
I did not commentate that. I did not catch up to that match actually.
Well, my bad. Though Poland is gonna set the world on fire. Honestly, I was expecting Poland to take advantage of the Rice. I feel like Archaic and Harumi are two Rice powerhouses, but to be fair, Ruka and Alternation also keep up very well on the Australia side.
Yeah, that might be coming from a lack of confidence in physicality for Poland. You might have one or two players that can actually play the map, but what matters in the long run in a 3v3 situation is actually the whole team performance. And if you cannot have three players who can actually play the maps, it is game over.
Yeah, this is a team tournament after all, and even if you'd say you have one amazing or even two amazing scores, if the third players or the backups in general cannot keep up, then unfortunately that is not going to result into a win.
Anyways, Poland's going to be picking Rationalist first, banning Rice first, and picking Rice first. That's kind of showing how versatile the Rice picks can be. Rationalist is more Jack oriented than Set the World on Fire is. Set the World on Fire is the speed type map, speed streams.
That's true, yes. Speed is really difficult in a way because it tests your consistency and physicality, and I do think that ban could benefit Poland, but at the same time I also think it benefits Australia in a sense.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be an interesting show of an interesting comparison between the Rice lineups of Poland versus Australia, and there's going to be, I guess, teaching each country information about the other team in terms of physicality, because Rationalist 1.15, I thought it was 1.2 for some reason, but 1.15 is going to be a decent show of what the respective teams can do.
Mm-hmm. And right now we'll get to see. Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
No,
I had a heart attack watching that. I was like, wait. This should be a word, but no, nothing happened. The Ruka dropping to below 99, but
No,
Harumi's gonna
Harumi.
start off with a miss.
Yeah, Harumi actually missing in the one-third jump stream for some reason. Maybe some misread pattern.
Gotta say though, Australia's act in general is better, and I'm very surprised to see Ayamasu's act being superior. Archaic with a dropping, that was a very dirty miss as well. Dropping from around 99.3 to around 98, and that's gonna give Australia a big buffer to keep.
Yeah, actually Archaic was not starting really high in terms of accuracy. On Australia's side, Ruka had a kind of a false start that actually caught up right back to the 99.6 territory, so Australia is actually doing really well in terms of physicality.
It's true, and I believe this is around 20 to 30,000 points. That is a big lead, and you would need a couple of drops here and there, and also a huge act drop, and it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen because Australia has 3 full combos while Poland only has 1 from Zunkal.
Yeah, that's actually a rather bad situation for Poland, with Rationalist being their first pick. So they're looking at a first breakpoint against them, so they might want to kind of switch strategies here. Maybe you could go for hybrids or LNs or something less physical.
Dude, but Australia right now just really balanced in an accuracy department. For a seed 22, this is an absolutely amazing performance. And honestly, for Poland, I think they're also doing great, but never mind. 2 misses, and I think that makes it 0 full combos for Poland.
Yeah, it's actually a really tough battle for Poland, losing combos here and there, and there are 0 full combos on the Polish side, whereas Australia is standing strong with a full team, full combo. That is actually an outstanding performance from the Australian team, getting the first breakpoint of the match.
Wow, in general, only conceding 4 200s and 100 on the Australian side is really impressive. Ayamasu with 1x200 only is really impressive, along with Alternation's V1SS. Like, I remember Ayamasu was like getting a little bit nervous before the match, but right now she's just performing absolutely well.
Wait, how does Archaic forget to change the scroll speed? In the first pick. You usually forget to change the scroll speed after a pick, but Archaic actually forgot to change the scroll speed after on the first pick.
Pataraj, may I excuse you for a little bit? That happened to me in 2020, alright?
Oh no!
So, you know when Vertex was a map in the pool?
Oh no, did you actually practice Vertex before entering the match?
Yes.
And did you forget about it?
Yes, and the worst part was I forgot to change it because I was like, okay, the team is probably gonna pick Vertex anyway, and then they ended up not picking Vertex, so I forgot to change my scroll speed. So that exactly happened to me. But right now, Australia choosing double Helix right off the bat, I think this makes a lot of sense. If you win a pick like Rationalist, you gotta go for another Rice. However, you have to consider as well that Archaic had the scroll speed disadvantage.
Yeah, maybe Poland is actually gonna switch someone for for a more technical kind of map.
I think we could probably see C-Tech. Oh, never mind. We're gonna see the
Falik.
Falik. Falik is a good Rice player, so I think it makes sense. Keeping Archaic and Harumi is important. Though Australia, I think, will be keeping their core. I would have probably expected Fluffy GMD maybe instead of Ayamasu, but she could probably do fine on a map like this.
Yeah, that's entirely true. I think C-Tech might play a stronger role in long nodes and hybrids.
That's fair. So here we go. I think we're just waiting for both of these teams to ready up.
I love Double Helix as a song. It's like one of my favorite songs of the pool.
I love the map, but playing it in match makes you so nervous, honestly. especially since this is one of the first maps, and you gotta take into consideration the feeling of being nervous as well.
Yeah, this it doesn't help that this map is actually really chokeable because of some nasty bursts, and we had some discussion in the map pooling team, on this map in particular. If you choke on this map in particular on the burst, it's called getting B-mad from the map, well, from the charter. Like B-mad is the charter and you get B-mad. It's kind of funny because it sounds like B-mad, like B-mad. Anyways.
You've been talking about Bima a lot, and now Archaic just missed, so I guess you could say Archaic got B-mad?
Yeah, Archaic just got B-mad hard in the beginning. It does not forgive anyone.
Well, speaking of not forgive, it does not forgive Alternation as well, because Alternation also missed in that section.
Yeah, actually Archaic is actually catching back in accuracy really fast, and right now Poland has the advantage. The combo balance is 1-to-1 misses for Poland and Australia, and we're gonna have to monitor this. Oh no, Alternation actually missing on the trills.
But those trills are very uncomfortable to play. And it does seem like, I think we saw 5-way FC on that part, really impressive. Though, I think the miss disadvantage will be going to Australia given it's 2 misses to 1. But they gotta keep it up. Still not over yet, still a lot of time, and still a lot of places to choke.
Yeah, this is actually a cut version of the full version of Double Helix, which is kind of 4 minutes, I think. Oh no, Archaic actually trading the miss back, but that's not gonna be enough because Poland actually has a substantial accuracy advantage over Australia.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Aimasu is at the 99.5 range. Everyone in Poland is above, or at least around their 99.6. Aimasu is really trying to catch up, and it's really important. The red bar is shrinking. I think the Falek dropped some act. Alright, it's dropping. The difference is only a few thousand points now. Any miss from Poland could switch it back to Australia.
Yeah, not even any misses. Any accuracy drop might tip the balance towards Australia, actually. This is a really close matchup.
Oh man, it's getting closer, but it's not really gonna make a change. This is the last few seconds of the map, I believe. These rolls can really be chokeable, but no team has choked so far. Never mind!
You cursed it! You cursed it!
Archaic is gonna give the door to Australia! Harubi as well! That should seal the deal! Australia's... Wait a minute! Oh my goodness! What is going on?
That's not gonna be enough though. Australia is still gonna take the win on their own pick. That's not gonna be a breakpoint. Poland had it for the most part, but the six misses from Archaic actually tipped the balance back to Australia. Those misses actually hurt a lot. 4 misses from Archaic, that gave the win away. It's really unfortunate.
That's true. And like looking at the ratios, Australia was in a disadvantage the whole time, but consistency-wise, they kept it for most of the map, and Ruka's 991k certainly helped them.
Wow, those judgments are actually really outstanding. Everyone in the room having below 10, sub 10 200s.
That's true, and it's just really unfortunate that some breaks decided it. They had it, as you said.
Yeah, but this is not the end of the match. This is only the beginning of the match. Australia is only leading 2-0 against Poland, and this is a first to 6 points, I believe. Is it 6? Is it 7? 6?
Pretty sure it's 6. It's 6, around there.
Yeah, 6. Anyways, there are plenty of occasions for Poland to catch back up, and this bit of information, the fact that Poland was leading the entire, for the most part, in Double Helix, is actually a great information in terms of picking songs like Traveler, Streaming Hot, or Free L-Town. I believe that Poland has a great chance of catching some points back up against Australia here.
I think they should go for something like Traveler because that map is really short. And considering that Poland held the consistency for most of Double Helix, and considering the travel is short, maybe they could go for that, but never mind, they're going for Angel's Ladder, changing the pace, I see.
Yeah, I think going 3 Rices pick deep in, I think it's time to get some information on the hybrids and the long notes. Angel's Ladder is slightly more long note oriented than the other hybrids, so I think that's kind of a good appetizer without dipping their hands too deep in long notes. Maybe they don't want to go straight into LMs and just want to transition bit by bit.
I mean, let's see if that transition does work. But another question is are these going to be the two teams that Poland and Australia is going to have? Seems like Australia hasn't made a single swap. And as for Poland, I've only seen the Phallic, which was who swapped. I already forgot, actually.
I think in terms of switches, I think there's only the appearance of Shunkol.
Oh yeah, they're right, Zunkol. That's correct.
But yeah,
something.
I'm surprised to not see Sutek yet, but I'm not entirely that familiar with the shape of Sutek right now. I mean, a lot of players in MWC might be a little bit rusty from not playing as often as some other players.
That's true. Yeah, I really would have thought Sutek would have been instead of like the Phallic or Zunkol, but still, I think this is a solid trio. And as far as Australia, as I've mentioned, this is going to be the same 3 players.
Anyways, really close matchup right from the beginning, but it's only the beginning. We have to wait a little bit to see stability in the match.
So speaking of stability, it seems like Australia has it, and as I said that, the Phallic is gonna drop, unfortunately, but the act is still there. It was a pretty clean miss, if you recall it one.
Well, speaking of accuracy right now, Australia is absolutely destroying this map. I did not expect this kind of performance for the Australian team on Angel's Ladder. Whoa!
399.7s is super impressive. And again, this is seed number 22, everyone. Seed number 22, and they're holding 399.7s. What is going on here?
What is this team performance? They literally have the same accuracy. 3-player, 3-way, 99.7. iMessage is dropping a little bit of accuracy right now, but nothing too drastic.
Not too bad. I mean, considering that it's still higher than the highest in Poland, who is Archaic, it shouldn't matter too much. I think the more LNs there are in a map, it benefits Australia much more, considering how it goes right now.
Oh man, this is a bad poker play from Poland. This is another lost. This is potentially another lost pick for Poland. Maybe the second breakpoint of the match. It's gonna
wait a minute.
That miss is not gonna be enough. Definitely not gonna be enough. There's not enough song remaining for Poland to catch back up. There's too much accuracy deficit.
It's a 26,000 point lead. Not the biggest lead, but it is pretty sizable. Oh wow, that drop from alternation was pretty dirty as they got 4 100s and 150. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and Australia ultimately takes the 3rd point. And as you said, the second break point in the match. And I don't think this is a good situation for Poland to be in right now.
Absolutely astounding score from Ruka from the Australian team. 990k on Angel's Ladder is not simple to get. 2 200s as well. Reducing the amount of 200s is actually really tough to perform, especially considering some of these releases.
Releases are really difficult to handle. In order to win a hybrid pick, you could probably go for something like the Guden hybrid. I'm not gonna pronounce that. I don't want to butcher it. Or Crocus or Throcus, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah, hybrids being difficult to pronounce is actually kind of a common theme each and every year, it seems like. The second hybrid I would pronounce Crocus because the X actually stands for a C or a K. It's kind of like that Camellia album. I think it was Chrono Zero.
Alright, I think that makes sense. Though, speaking of which, Australia still has to make their choice, make the decision. I think taking your time is important. Even if you're up 3-0, that can like easily be taken down if you are not careful.
So it is almost 10 UTC right now, and France and Malaysia are getting ready for their match. Of Japan and Vietnam are also getting ready for their match. They're gonna be getting ready as Poland and Australia are getting ready for Traveler, which is gonna be the next pick. I don't think that's a really good pick from Australia considering how close Double Helix was.
I mean, at the end of the day, even if let's say this was not a good pick, at least it kind of runs Poland out of Rice pick. Though you do not want to pick a map that you have a big chance of losing in. But the question is this a map that they have a big chance of losing it in the first place? And I do not know the answer to that, considering that Australia has taken those points, those Rice points that they absolutely needed.
This is gonna be interesting to watch, especially considering the spiky section in the middle. I feel like how each respective country is going to be performing in this burst spike in the middle of the map is going to decide the outcome of the point.
I agree. I certainly agree with your point. And right now, we'll be seeing if your thought process on who wins this would come to fruition.
And maybe it's going to be decided even earlier than that. We're just going to have to see how it pans out. Arcade with the mirror. I think that's quite justified. Considering some of the patterns, maybe some patterns are better taken from one hand or the other.
Or you could potentially mind block this. Honestly, all of the Rice maps here are really mind blockable, especially the technical ones. And right now, it does seem like Australia has the advantage. But as I said, that Masu's act has dropped to around Zunkol's level. But Zunkol also dropped accuracy.
Yeah, there's still the beginning of the pick. We still have to wait a little bit to see those accuracies settle, but the combo break from Shunkol is not gonna help the balance tip towards Poland right now.
I was saying a while ago that Poland could pick something like Traveler, but honestly, as it's looking right now, I don't think they should have in the first place. As Zunkol missed again, but Ruka trades it back, but Zunkol gets another miss. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, the outcome of that burst I was mentioning was 2 misses from Shunkol and 1 miss from Ruka. The balance is still in favor of Australia right now.
And unfortunately, this lead has been pretty big, but considering that this is a very short map, any misses from Australia could give the lead back to Poland, but it does not look like it so far. Zunkol's act is increasing, but it's only increasing super slowly, and that's big for Australia as they're keeping relatively high accuracies compared to Poland in general.
Yeah, watch the 1v1 between Harumi and Alternation. Both players actually carrying their respective team. Who is going to win between the two? And it seems like Alternation is going to be taking the lead in terms of MVP of the lobby.
Honestly, the difference was between Ayamasu and Zunkol, because Harumi and Archaic were certainly matching Alternation and Ruko, but Ayamasu was doing a lot better than her counterpart in Zunkol.
Yeah, we can actually do some quick comparisons between players. Harumi and Ruka actually had really close ratios. It's only the 200 count that was quite a bit different. 1 miss, 6 200s, and Ayamatsu with Archaic, kind of a matchup together. It's only Shunkat who is the real outlier of the lobby here.
That's true, and now Poland is going to be picking. I'm really not sure. Oh, they're gonna go for Sludge. All right, LN.
That's a brave pick, considering how Angel's Ladder went. But maybe Poland is actually more proficient at this type of long note map. Sludge is quite more, I guess, structured, snapped than other picks like Angel's Ladder. So maybe Poland can snap themselves into maybe getting good accuracy on it compared to Australia. I do wonder when the SV pick is going to come though.
We've seen like a lot of change of paces in the match. Like we saw Rice to Hybrid, back to Rice, and now we're gonna see LN. Are we gonna be seeing any differences? It does seem like Australia has kept the whole roster for essentially the whole match.
Yeah, just as a reminder, Malaysia versus France is actually being streamed on the French site, Osu FR Live. If you want to catch that match in particular, it is only going to be streamed there. As for us, after this match, we're going to be segueing into Japan versus Vietnam.
Speaking of segueing, now we're going to go on to Sludge, the first LN pick of this whole match. And looking at how things have went so far, I'm not sure if this was the right choice to make, especially considering how, like what you mentioned, Angel's Ladder went to Australia very comfortably.
Anyways, let's see how this pick is gonna go.
So far, it does seem like everyone's keeping up really well. Australia, everyone there at 99.7, except Ruka, while we see Falik and Zunko a little bit behind that Archaic, which is at 99.68. Oh man, Ayamasu is being the MVP of Australia for the meantime. 99.75, really impressive score.
Wow, Australia is actually really good on those long notes. The Falak actually falling, no pun intended, in terms of accuracy compared to the rest of the lobby. Shinkal a little bit behind compared to the Australian team as well. It's only Archaic who is actually doing great for their team.
That's true. I mean, Archaic does beat two Australian players, but if the backups for Poland cannot keep up, then there's no chance at all. Though there's still chokes that can happen. We've seen those happen in some matches, and they could absolutely decide who wins what. And so far, no one is missing it. Very impressive, especially for a map like this.
Yeah, the long notes, the density of the long notes is actually making your brain melt live, especially in a tournament situation. So not missing any note or release in the middle of this mess is actually kind of a show of mental fortitude from all of the players. And we're gonna look at the Australian scores right now. There are some nasty scores, especially from Ruka. And wow, Archaic only getting 1-200 on this one. That's actually really impressive.
Wait, I just noticed that now 1x200 it's really good. Unfortunately, the ratio would have not even matched the worst ratio in Australia. But still, the 200 count is really impressive and is very, very noteworthy to say the least.
Yeah, we're also getting. I'm guessing. I think that's the first full lobby, full combo of the match.
Actually, I think so as well. So we're not going to be seeing the SV pick for the meantime, I think. Oh wait, they're going for the Guden hybrid.
Yeah, it's gonna be Atashi no Chio Muchin.
You can't even
not
see
read the full title because it's
can't
actually
even-
hidden by the category.
Yep, the HB category. So we have. I really want to see how this one turns out. Unfortunately, Poland could have taken like a point or two, but they've had some misses that ultimately gave the lead back to Australia. And we're just waiting for it. Alright, there we go. I wonder what the full title is, by the way. I have not read it.
I have the wiki open, so I can actually check it out.
Alright, there we go. It's Atashi no Juwo Mujin Shoji Yu Yuji Sekai Keikaku. I'm so sorry for butchering that.
Oh, it's fine. Your Japanese pronunciation is actually fine.
I see. Well, that's good to hear, but I would be very interested to see how these six perform. And it would be... I really find it impressive how Australia has essentially kept all those three players in the same match. Like, fatigue could be a problem, but it doesn't look like it's stopping them at all.
Yeah, I believe all of those players are actually quite used to tournament settings and playing picks in a row. I think in this lobby, I'm pretty sure that all of those players have actually played at least one 1v1 tournament, and in 1v1 tournaments you are expected to chain those picks really fast.
That's true, and I think we've seen Arcade play essentially every map as well. Wait, the Phallic is down to a 94 at the start, and like I saw a 92, and now the Phallic has to have that pressure of increasing that accuracy really fast.
Kind of a false start. It happens in tournament situation. You kind of miss the first notes or so in terms of accuracy, and all of a sudden you're behind the entire room in terms of accuracy. But it is not over. You can still catch back up in accuracy, hope for a miss on the other side, and just carry on. That's what you have to do. Just carry on.
You gotta carry on indeed. So it does seem like Australia is going to have this lead comfortably. Well, I stand corrected. This is certainly not a comfortable lead, but as we say that, Ruka's gonna drop on that right section, but the Phallic is gonna trade it, so I think the lead goes back to Australia.
What was that miss from Phallic? No, that was in the middle of the break. I feel that was a nervous break.
Could have probably been a distraction as well. But man, that was a door that Poland could have had because Ruka dropped very much. But unfortunately, Phallic could not keep it up. And right now, Australia has the lead, but it's nothing essentially. This is nothing.
Oh my god. I do believe that Poland has another chance if Australia actually misses one more time.
Doesn't look like it's gonna happen though, because Sun Cold is gonna miss.
They have to miss twice at least. That's going to be a hard ask from the Australian team. The Australian team has been really consistent throughout the match so far and has been the bastion of consistency and skill, especially for their seeding.
That's true, and I think the Poland having a full team miss essentially just gives the chance to Australia to just take it. Oh, I think Zunkel disconnected mid-match, which is very unfortunate. But at the end of the day, this is going to be an Australia victory, and I did not expect it to be 6-0, by the way. But regardless, this was certainly not a 6-0. This had some close maps here and there.
Yeah, honestly, the trade between Poland and Australia in double helix had me breathing hard for a bit.
Same here. And honestly, unfortunately, Poland is going to be eliminated. But I gotta say, they still put the valiant effort against Australia, which Australia absolutely performed out of their minds today.
So now, without further ado, I do believe that we're going into Japan versus Vietnam. And Japan versus Vietnam has just ended their first point. The first point goes to Vietnam. Vietnam actually wins on Streaming Heart by 9,000 points against Japan.
Oh, and I was looking at I was just looking at the MP link. It does seem like Japan could have won that, but unfortunately, two misses from AMD gave it away to Vietnam. Though luckily, this is Vietnam's pick.
Yeah, nothing really lost, nothing really fatal in terms of strategy. The Japanese team can still pick the slack back up. Maybe go for an SV pick right off the bat, or maybe save that SV pick for later. Dare I remind you that Japan is actually the #1 seed in SV.
Man, speaking of which, Vietnam banned SV2. Are we even surprised at this point?
I am just disappointed.
Oh wait! You're going for Freetown after losing in Streaming Heart. That's an interesting strategy.
That's really brave. That's really brave. I do not know how it's gonna pan out, but from the results of Streaming Heart, maybe AMD had kind of a dysfunction that had them have a worse ratio than expected, because AMD getting the worst ratio of the lobby is kind of untypical of their past performances in past NWCs.
Not only that, but I'd like to add, I was expecting Sleep Girl to play a map like this, because Sleep Girl is also really proficient in HS AC.
Yeah, maybe AMD also had a wrong scroll speed. Maybe having the wrong scroll speed is gonna be a theme of this of today.
Yeah, please take note of your scroll speeds.
Yeah, you have to take some notes, take some practice notes. Check for every single pick whether or not you have your settings in the right place. I've actually heard some interesting habits from some players who are actually playing in this tournament. Some players actually switch their hit position for every single map.
How is that even possible? Like, switching hit positions is really difficult for me.
Yeah, if you're a visual player, it does come down to adjusting to visual cues, and the visual cues for long nodes and rise might be a little bit different for some people, especially depending on the skins you're using.
That's true, I am more of a visual player myself, and what about for players that are, audio visual? Wink wink.
Oh my god.
No pun intended, considering that I'm commentating with, whatever.
Anyways, I want to shout out an update from Malaysia versus France. Malaysia is up 1-0 against France. And the first pick was actually the long notes map number 2, Dornvald. And Chewy's scores on Dornvald is actually a 997,000 score. 107 regulars, V1SS.
Wait a minute, what did you say? What?
107 300s on Dornvald, 1.1.
How is that even possible? That is illegal.
And also Leon with the V1SS as well, with 202 regulars. Apple's missing the V1SS by 251 regulars.
I mean, regardless if you win, it shouldn't really matter too much. But right now, you'll be seeing Freetown. Really surprised to see a pick like this. Again, like what I've said, considering that you've lost a pick like Streaming Heart.
Anyways, I feel like Japan has calibrated themselves properly now. Look at the accuracies right now.
You know, speaking of accuracy, I think I saw Sevilla drop a 200 on that section, and that's unfortunate, honestly.
Now it's not over though, because Japan could still miss. For example, this has happened in the previous pick, Streaming Heart, which is also kind of similar in terms of focus than this one. Streaming Heart is jump stream, whereas this one is also jump stream but longer and way more strenuous and way more mentally taxing on the length.
I mean, I do believe this is a little bit slower than Streaming Heart, so it's kind of different, but at the same time, at least in terms of the pattern wise, it kind of plays the same.
Right now, Japan is not letting up, and you might think that their performance on Streaming Heart was probably just a fluke, and Vietnam might take some notes for next picks. Maybe don't go for Rice against Japan. But right now, not everything is lost actually, because Vietnam is actually on a roll as well. Like, look at the accuracies across the entire room. This is top tier gameplay right now.
That's true, and like the lowest accuracy is 99.87 on CPT Sevilla, and that is absolutely insane to watch.
You're watching some of the best players in the world right now. There's not many players who can actually put up this kind of accuracy live in a tournament setting on demand.
There's really a difference between getting a good score in practice and getting a really good score in the match itself, because there's so many circumstances you have to consider. Like if you're feeling well on the day of the match, or if your how do I say this, peripherals are doing fine, and it seems like Japan is just on the driver's seat for that in this map.
Yeah, let me recap the situation here. Japan and Vietnam are both on full combos, full lobby, full combo right now. I'm not even gonna talk about one single miss is gonna change the entire situation. Even one single accuracy drop is gonna change the situation right now.
But please, can we not hope that anyone misses here? Because if that happens, that would be very heartbreaking for either team.
This matchup is actually really insane to watch right now. AMD is matching against Taeduan. G2T is actually not really matching against anyone really, actually making the difference for Japan. And Yoppie Yugen actually matches with Sivelia and Magnifestio.
That's true. And wow, Chi-Don Gaming and AMD just going at it. I would have assumed this would be tied between the two of them. Oh, never mind. I think Chi-Don has a slight advantage in accuracy.
Yeah, just think about it. If G2T actually drops down to 99.88, all of a sudden it's a tie. Can we just talk about it? Oh, I don't know.
What in the world was that? Imagine losing a pick like this because of with the 2989.
Oh my god, I do not even know how to process this. Look at this lobby.
Wait, look, both teams only conceded 2 200s in total.
Look at the difference between AMD and Taeduan. 3 300s. And then you compare the rest of the room, like G2T and Magnifest. Like G2T had a very, very good ratio and one single 200. Imagine if G2T had maybe 1 or 2 200s more. The lead would have gone to Vietnam, actually. It comes down to absolutely nothing. And this is what's absolutely nerve-wracking in this matchup.
Indeed, I agree with your points, but with that in mind, like with what you're thinking, what should Vietnam go for next? I mean, they did win Streaming Heart, but lost Frio Town. I'm not sure if you should go for any of the tech picks in general, because I think Vietnam is a choke-prone team. Unlike Japan, I think Japan is very consistent at Rice.
The thing is, Vietnam also has a long note, lineup, so I'm expecting some long note picks from Vietnam. Perhaps in some of the most straightforward picks, like Donval. Donval is probably their best bet right now, but maybe they're saving it for later.
It could be, but if I were to choose a map though against Japan, I think Formless Canvas makes more sense, since if that would be the more mixed oriented. Meanwhile, Dornwald I think is the density one, and since it's a little bit more straightforward, Japan could probably try and snatch it. But still, it's LM, so you should definitely pick something like that against Team of Japan.
No, we're gonna be seeing an all-rise battle right now. Vietnam actually picking Traveler, almost picking Rationalist by mistake, but it's gonna be Traveler, and I don't know. I do know that Japan, while Japan definitely has the advantage in terms of straightforward jump streams, I do not know how Japan handles this type of technical picks.
We'll have to see. I know they're gonna pick a lot, and honestly, I'm surprised with this. Especially considering how this map goes. It's a very chokeable map. So I'm honestly surprised to see Lot in this lobby.
Yeah. The interesting thing... Lot, please. Please don't jinx your own team. Please don't jinx your own team in chat. Please do not say anything.
I know, right? But you know, I mean, let's just hope no one is gonna be jinxed, right? Let's support them, everyone. Just support everyone.
Wait, France just got a point on a hybrid against Malaysia.
Wow, that's really impressive. Let me look at how to win. But for now, we're gonna focus more on this pick.
Yeah, because this pick is gonna be pivotal in how the rest of the match is gonna go. Maybe Vietnam is gonna get the point and nothing's gonna happen. The status quo is still gonna be, I guess, balanced in a way. Or Japan might get the first breakpoint and things are gonna be getting a little bit interesting going forward.
So, wow, look at Lot's act right now, 99.98. Man, that is really scary. This is not, and the worst part is like, this is not even the first time I've seen an act like 99.98. But this map is known to be very chokeable. And oh, it does look like the lead is slowly shifting to Japan. I think it's because of Magnificio dropping some act, and so does Lot.
No, it's literally tied, I think. It's actually switching back and forth between the two teams. AMP is matching against Tidwan again. Yoppie again is dropping some accuracy, but I think G2T and Yoppie were actually matching with Lot and Magnificio, respectively, but having lost some accuracy, the lead is going to go towards Vietnam, and no, Yoppie Yugen actually missing. That's going to give the lead to Vietnam, definitely.
Yeah, that certainly gives the lead. But not only that, the drop from Yoppie Yugen was pretty dirty as well. And I think Vietnam, if they keep this up, it's gonna be their point, but no misses so far on the Vietnamese side. Well, Japan has won. And for a map this short, that's actually pretty big. I think Vietnam takes this and has it in the bag.
What is...
What? Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Tidwan, please! Tidwan, please. What is this performance from Vietnam? Look at the ratios. How do you...
Wait a minute. Is this a 5? Wait, that's a 5-way 2-digit 300 count. How is this possible? Oh my goodness.
How is Vietnam so good? Oh my god. This lobby, this team score from Vietnam is actually disgusting. Without the miss in the end by Tidwan, this would actually have been a really nasty team score. But also Japan getting a really good result as well. This lobby is just something else.
Really, just a really impressive lobby in general.
Luck jinxing it again, but no worries. It didn't happen this time. Vietnam still got the point in a very outstanding way, and we are awaiting the next pick from Japan. And Japan right now might be afraid of picking the rest of the technical picks, like especially double helix. Rationalist, I feel, could go either way.
I think we've yet to see in a pick like set the world on fire though. I think that should be interesting. Especially for a team like Japan, who should ideally be very consistent in speed.
Oh, let's go! We're gonna see the SV. That's gonna be interesting. I'm really curious to see Japan's scores on the SV.
And considering this is the #1 seed in SV, I'm so excited to see how they do.
See the appearance of one of the SV carries for Japan, Ice Cake. And we start to see the rest of the Vietnamese lineup as well. Frostleaf making their appearance for SV as well. And Malaysia versus France is also playing Butterfly Twist right now. We're gonna be able to compare the scores across matches. 4-way showdown.
But for now, what's going to be shown in the stream is going to be the showdown between Vietnam and Japan. And so far, being that this is the #1 seed, I am very excited to see how Vietnam goes up against a team that's really strong in SV.
It seems that I think everyone in the lobby has actually trained this pick, so this SV comparison is going to be absolutely tremendous to watch, because in SV picks, the accuracy variations are going to be much more all over the place, so we gotta have our eyes glued to the screen right now. And Frostleaf is going to be the first one to have drastic accuracy drops right now.
And Tree Dawn is slowly following that route as well, dropping some act, but Lot is keeping up with the rest of the Japanese team, with the exception of Ice Cake. 99.9 after this long on the map is really, it's just out of this world, let's say.
Yeah, the entire Japanese team maintaining over 99.8 accuracy on this pick. Very not straightforward pick at all. You need some training to actually be able to handle this. Frostleaf slowly catching up in accuracy, waiting for a miss or an accuracy drop from Japan right now.
Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. In fact, Ice Cake is increasing their accuracy. So did Gyoza. Yap Yugen essentially just at the same accuracy though. And Frostleaf has increased that well, but still not enough to match this terrifying team score from Japan.
God, this is very scary to see. Yappy Yugen actually going slowly towards the 99.8 territory. You don't really want to dip much more below that, otherwise Frostleaf may be able to catch up. However, Frostleaf is falling back down to the 99.5 territory. There's not much time left.
I mean, the important thing is that there's still time here.
Yeah, anything could happen in the last quarter of the map.
What is the score from Ice Cake? Still at the 99.93. And like Japan's two scores are also really impressive, and Lot 99.88 is also really good in its own right. Just unfortunate that the two players from Vietnam could not keep up.
Oh man, this is very nerve-wracking to see Gyoza briefly dipping below the 99.8 territory. This is getting a little bit dangerous, but Japan still getting the decisive lead here. as we're getting towards the end of the map.
Oh my goodness, this team score from Japan is really good. 2985 on an SV pick. Vietnam score is really good as well. 97 from Ice Cake. What is that score?
Oh my. Oh my. Ice Cake just putting the cherry on top of the cake in terms of team performance, really. Like, you would get a full team 990k plus score. That is already outstanding from Japan, but Ice Cake just had to do it. We had to have a 997k score from Ice Cake. Not even Malaysia could top this. 994k on the other side. Oh man.
984 in its own right is also really, really good.
With that out of the way, we are out of SV ticks, and Japan's SV domination will not be used anymore in this match. Back to our regular Rise versus LN and potentially hybrid showdown, but a lot is gonna be picking Rise number 5, Rationalist. I've mentioned before that Rationalist could go either way. For Japan or for Vietnam, but maybe Vietnam is actually more confident on this pick.
Well, I'm not sure if either way is the right term here because it really just depends on who chokes more, I think. So it looks like we're gonna be seeing Magnifesio come back in for Vietnam. And could we be seeing someone like Sleep Girl in? Oh wait, AM Duskia is going to be added back into the lobby.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be... Well, I said this before. I know I said this before when Japan and Vietnam were 1-1 on the Rise pick, but this might be the point that decides the how it's gonna go forward in the match. Like, for now, we're seeing a back and forth, and I think for this matchup in particular, it just comes down to the first country that breaks the back and forth, that breaks the status quo, and actually gets momentum, gets maybe 2-3 points in a row, and just takes out to victory.
That is true. Though right now, I think this is honestly one of the most crucial picks because Rice is something that both teams we've seen so far are really good at. But we've yet to see like the LNs and the hybrids yet, though. So that could be something that could be done after this.
Yeah, honestly, the respective decision of Japan and Vietnam keeping to Rice and SV is quite an uncommon one, but it's a quite welcome one for content. I mean, we're getting some really close matchups right now. It is all for the sake of entertainment.
And speaking of entertainment, I can't wait to watch this. Honestly, I'm really excited to see. Well, okay, it's fine. I think this is the second time this happened. And I remember this also happened in Rationalist in the previous match, so there's gotta be something up here. But anyways, right now, I think Japan has a slight advantage given that no one in Vietnam has a 99.9, while AMD is up there, and GDT is very close, if not already there.
Oh my god. This entire lobby is just killing it right now, and look at Vietnam, they pretty much have the same accuracy across all three of their players. Japan is a little bit more heterogeneous with AMD kind of taking off in terms of accuracy. G2T actually catching up to AMD, maybe overtaking them. Only Yuppie Yugen is actually a little bit behind, but Yuppie Yugen is actually matching with the Vietnamese team, so Japan definitely has the lead for now, but just for now.
It is very small though. Any single 200 drop from Japan could probably give it to Vietnam, but so far this athlete has, it's kind of sizable, I guess, but it's no joke, it's no slouch. You can't feel comfortable about this.
Yes, no. You really have, well, as a spectator, as a commentator, you really have to keep your eyes glued to the screen, look at each and every single accuracy drop right now. The trend is not changing right now, and actually Vietnam as a whole team is actually gaining accuracy. Can Vietnam gain 99.9? Three-way 99.9? No, 3-1 is actually going to be dropping combo. That's not going to be good for Vietnam's pick.
These mini-jacks can still be chokeable though. Japan has to miss now if Vietnam wants to have a chance, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But never mind, Yoppie's gonna drop! But is there enough drop? Twice! Oh my god! That made the difference just below 7,000 points! Oh my god.
Oh no, it was way too late for Vietnam. If Yoppie Yugen actually missed earlier in the map and not right at the end, Vietnam could have had a chance to actually catch up, but no. Actually, I think that the accuracy both from G2T and AMD actually helped tremendously. Look at the ratio from AMD. Sub 100 regular 300s.
That's true. Honestly, getting close to double digits and like getting double digits alone, double digit 200s, I mean, on a map like that is really impressive in its own right.
So, I was talking about momentum, and Japan just got their first breakpoint, and right now it is Japan's pick. So Japan can pick a song, pick a map that they're comfortable with, potentially get another point, and keep the momentum going. The problem is, look at the remaining picks. In my opinion, there's no pick that is actually comfortable for Japan, and that's the entire problem.
I agree, but at this point, I think you have to pick Rice again. Probably something like Set the World on Fire, I think, could go well for Japan.
I feel like it's not even the best pick. It's like the least worst if Japan can actually sustain this kind of physicality. And in my opinion, in my experience, I think Japan is perfectly able to do it. But it also comes down to how Vietnam is able to hold it, because it is one thing to be able to play a pick, but it is another thing to calculate how the opposing team is going to perform on that particular pick. Your goal as a team is to win points. It's not necessarily to perform well in the match.
Wait a minute, am I seeing this right? Japan going for an Ellen pick. What is going on?
That is incredibly risky. That is incredibly ballsy from the Japanese team, because Vietnam, some of the long-standing names in Vietnam have been known for their long note accuracy. Like Lots LNs is almost out of this world actually, and I'm really curious to see how this matchup is gonna go. Maybe Japan needs some more information, and they're actually utilizing their breakpoint to actually kind of bet on a point actually.
That's very, like, that kind of strategy is interesting. Yes, you do have a like, what do you call this again? A 1 point buffer, a 1 point leniency, but still you should not pick something that you think will not be something that you have a good chance of winning on.
Well, considering the remaining picks, and if Japan is not feeling comfortable on Set the World on Fire or Double Helix, especially given how Traveler went, I think it's very justified that Japan might want to try something else, but I would have expected the hybrid before a straight up long note pick.
Oh man, but like the difference right now is so close. I think it's because of G2D being a little bit behind. Yap Yugen's matching a lot. Ice Cake is above Chidon Gaming. G2D is also matching them, so I think this should be a little bit onto Japan's side.
Oh my god, Yappy Yugen actually dropping from 99.9 right down to 99.79. We're trying to catch back up to the 99.80, but right now the advantage is going to go towards Vietnam right now, but the lead is minuscule.
A lot is increasing that accuracy, by the way. Now at 99.94.
Oh no, this is going to come down to absolutely nothing. If Vietnam actually drops some accuracy, drops the tiniest bit of accuracy, the lead is going to go back to Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, this whole lead is because of Lot being the charge that Vietnam absolutely needs. But any miss from either team would be bad news, as that's gonna give essentially the other team leniency to be to have one miss. And I think definitely the team that does not have that leniency is Japan.
Yeah, the thing is with Formless Canvas, this pick is really chokeable, and misses are quite honestly expected for the common team, but Japan and Vietnam are not common teams.
True, but like right now we're at the last 100,000 or something points. Can Vietnam steal a breakpoint that they really need? I think they seal it unless a last minute miss happens, and it does not.
Oh man, we are seeing back-to-back breakpoints, and we are back to the status quo. And look at the score from Lot, 129 regulars. V1SS, this score is absolutely blasting the hell out of the entire rest of the lobby.
See, the thing is, for what I've noticed, all three of Japan's players beat the scores of the second and the third best of Vietnam, but Lot's score is just way ahead of everyone else. So ultimately, Vietnam takes that.
So right now we are at the middle point of the match. It is 3-3 in Japan versus Vietnam. It is a first to 6 points. If Japan and Vietnam actually continue to trade between each other, and the remaining picks are going to be very, very tough to decide, and Vietnam actually picking Donval is not going to help, because the consistency on long notes from Japan is actually kind of dangerous, despite Lot's dominance on long notes. You gotta start to wonder whether Japan or Vietnam is actually better on the tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker? Wait, who would even have the advantage of the tiebreaker at this rate?
I have absolutely no idea. I think either country could take it, depending on each of the players, I guess, affinity with the map itself, really. It might come down to players' affinity with the map itself.
That's true, and right now we're going to be seeing if which team would take it. Can we see a third breakpoint in a row? Okay, those mini jacks are like really chokeable, and honestly, I'm surprised to see no misses whatsoever. But look at Lot's act right now, 99.94, even 95 at times. I think Lot just solidified that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, especially if Ice Cake is having trouble on this one compared to Formless Canvas. Ice Cake really, I think Ice Cake had a really tremendous performance on Formless Canvas, but the problem between Formless Canvas and Donval is that Donval is more density oriented, and this is very different to play compared to Formless Canvas.
That's true, but like the bar is kind of shrinking. These are some choke points that could happen, but it doesn't look like it's gonna affect any team whatsoever. Sevelia and Fidon Gaming are sort of dropping their accuracies, but Lot still at the 99.9, still giving Vietnam that advantage that they really need. Though it's getting a little bit more close. This part is no slouch as well. Mini-jacks are some of the most triple patterns in the game, and yet no one has done it in Dornwald. But wait, it's going really close. I just noticed, but it's really close right now. It's actually flickering towards Japan.
Oh no. The thing is, Sevelia and Tadon are actually slowly dropping accuracy, but Japan has been continuously gaining accuracy throughout the pick, and we are reaching the end of the pick, but Japan really did a great job trying to catch back up as a single unit.
That was only 2,000 points. Wow. Lot again with a 996, almost 997. Overall, Japan had the better average as a team, I think, but in terms of who had the highest score, there definitely goes to Vietnam. But the good thing is, no more LNs left.
Yeah, Lot really aiming for those top spots in the leaderboards for the long node in the long node department. Really outshining everyone with these back-to-back V1SSs.
It's really, just really impressive. Honestly, just goes to show how solid of a tournament player Lot really is.
Oh man, I do not know how the strategy is gonna go going forward for Japan, really. They do not have the advantage on long nodes, so I think Angel's Ladder should be avoided. But as far as the two other hybrids go, it might come down to players' affinity of the maps. And as far as Rice goes, I guess it kind of depends on the chokeability of the picks, but Japan is actually going to go with double helix, and given how Traveler actually went, it is a risky pick, but it's one of the least worst picks that Japan could have come up with.
Well, regardless, now Japan is going for double helix. I'm not sure if this is a good pick in general, but I can see why they're going for something like this.
Alright, we're gonna see the reappearance of some players, AMD doing their comeback, and Manifestio, the Vietnamese side. We are back to Rice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, we've seen LN, SV, and now we're back to Rice. So, seeing Japan pick something like this, I'm not surprised. Essentially, I was expecting Japan to pick double helix, but I did not see a pick like Formless Canvas from them.
Just an update from the other side. Malaysia versus France ended a NX 6-1 for Malaysia, so it is the end. A good game to both of the countries, but now we are witnessing a really close matchup between Japan and Vietnam.
Indeed. Honestly, potential tiebreaker match even. I would go as far as to say that.
Okay, two players with mirror on this one actually, and this might actually be justified because some of the paths, some of the trails especially, might be better taken from one way or the other, and maybe even some mini jacks, maybe some triple jacks might be taken from one way or the other more comfortably by some of the players.
But right now, it does seem like Vietnam has advantage given that Yap Yugen is actually dropping Akin. There's the miss! Oh no! That is not good on the Japanese side.
Yeah, if Vietnam actually wins this pick, this might give them momentum. The momentum they need, the match point, the momentum they need to actually close this match entirely.
So remember, still no more Ellen picks left, so I'm not sure if you could comfortably say that Vietnam can just take it away. Because there's still a lot of this map as well, and still chokes are possible for either side. But so far, it's only happened to Japan.
Yeah, thing is, I think if Vietnam wins this pick, they're in a very good situation because they can actually consider a hybrid pick like Angel's Ladder, for example. I think Angel's Ladder is their best bet.
Don Gaming absolutely carrying the load that Vietnam needs. Lot and Magnifestio also doing their part. AM Duskia as well, 99 and 93. GDT also doing amazing. It's just an unfortunate miss from Yop Yugen, really. But still, a lot of map. Still a chance to choke for any of the players for Vietnam if Japan were to hope that it's still not done.
Yeah, it's actually a three-way 1v1 right now. AMD versus T1, Magnifestio versus G2T, and Yoppie Yugen versus Lot. Just maybe hoping that someone actually breaks this three-way 1v1 in some way.
Doesn't look like it's gonna happen though. It's just a really solid performance for both teams, and a triple FC from Vietnam essentially just keeps it secured. The win, I believe, should go to Vietnam, assuming no deadly chokes. Oh my god, what are these two teams doing?
Yeah, the entire lobby actually handled that ending tremendously, and oh my god, 98 300s from AMD right now. This is very impressive, but that's not going to be enough to gain the point back.
Wait a minute, what is going on in the chat right now? Oh no, that might not be a good situation for Vietnam.
Okay, so for T1, I'm actually looking at the MP link right now, and T1 actually had 108 300s, so that's also a very, very outstanding result. But yeah, I don't think Japan would have had gotten the point without Yoppie Yugen's miss. So ultimately, it was just meant for Vietnam to take this point, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, now though, what is Vietnam supposed to pick? You did say they could go for the hybrids, but now Chi Dawn is not here. Oh, but regardless, they're still gonna go for Angel's Ladder. So I think we could be seeing Frostleaf coming in.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to juggle tournament duties with real life duties, as we might be seeing in the game chat. But unfortunately, we just have to go on, and unfortunately, tournament rules do not account for real life duties. You just have to manage and make way for your own match to be going smoothly. And if that's not possible, then it's too bad.
Indeed, it is too bad, but you really have to hold on regardless of what happens. And I think the important thing of being an NDOT team is to be able to adjust to when circumstances are dire. And if Vietnam takes this, I think they absolutely deserve to win this.
But yeah, Angel's Ladder, as I mentioned before, Vietnam's go-to pick from the remaining roster. I do believe that Vietnam has the advantage on this, but you never know. There are many chokeable parts in this little pick. 1 minute and 54 seconds, that's all it's going to take to decide the outcome of this match. Is it going to go on and Japan is going to be able to catch up potentially to the tiebreaker, or is it going to be over and Vietnam's going to take the 6-3?
I mean, it's not over yet. We can still see something miraculous happen. But yeah, here we go. Angel's Ladder. This is I believe this, regardless of what happens, this is Vietnam's last pick.
Okay, so next, if Japan wins, they have a pick. I do believe that Vietnam has one last pick.
No, I think this is the last, because like let's say Vietnam wins. Let's say Vietnam loses this. Japan is gonna be in. It's gonna be a 4-5. So Japan's gonna make the last pick.
You're actually correct. Yes, it is actually Vietnam's last pick. So it's not a bad last pick, all things considered.
So right now, with all things considered, Japan is really trying to stay alive in the winner's bracket, and you absolutely want that. Right now, Japan has the lead, but it's so tiny. No, it's basically nothing.
It's actually back and forth, and Manifestio being in the 99.6 territory is actually quite dangerous for the Vietnamese team, and the accuracy is actually trending downwards for the Vietnamese team compared to the Japanese team. The Japanese team is actually gaining accuracy, and by gaining accuracy, they increase their lead. And this is actually going to be sizable and visible on your screens right now.
Oh no, but Yapi Yugit is going to drop some act that is going to be really big as well for Vietnam. But ultimately, no chokes are happening on the Japanese side. But Magnificio is going to drop! That's gonna be huge for the Japanese team!
Oh my god. Japan has a chance! Japan has a chance to take it to tiebreaker, and I absolutely do not know how tiebreaker is actually gonna go, seeing the results on this first hybrid of this match.
Oh man! And once again, Japan has taken a point. It is not over yet! It's not over yet! Japan still has one pick on the board! Like what you said about who's gonna win a tiebreaker, I also have no idea considering who won this hybrid pick.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that the amount of 200s on Manifestio's side was not really compatible with Vietnam's strategy of going for Angel's Ladder. It's really unfortunate, but yeah, that's gonna give Japan the last regular pick before the tiebreaker of the match. And I do believe that since the match has been very long and we may have reached a time limit for one of the Vietnamese players, maybe the outcome of the tiebreaker is going to be a little bit different than expected.
It could potentially be, but at the end of the day, I think Vietnam still has their core, well, some of their core players, so they could still hold on very well.
Yeah, it's not gonna help the Vietnamese side if Lot's middle finger is actually giving him the middle finger in return, but Crocus is gonna be the next pick apparently.
And speaking of picks, they're gonna pick Crocus. So we're gonna see Set the World on Fire and the Guden Hybrid left behind.
God, I hope that a laundry break for the tiebreaker is gonna be possible for Vietnam or something.
Yeah, I think have either teams taken a tactical timeout? I don't think so.
Oh, that's true. That's a thing. That's a thing they can use, and I believe they will actually use it before the tiebreaker. I believe that before the tiebreaker would be the absolute prime time to use it. Oh man, this entire match has been an absolute blast. Like, it's not a classic back and forth, like you know, like the classic Rise versus LN. This is much more ambiguous. If you are only tuning in now, you must go into the MP link. You can type !MP to get the MP links for this match. You just take a look at the scores, mate. Just take a look at the scores.
And right now, we're just waiting. This is gonna be the last normal pick, regardless of what happens. Crocus, and what a way to end this normal picks as well. It looks like we're just waiting for client to load up, and here we go.
So it's going to be very nerve-wracking. This is the last point Japan needs to grab for the tiebreaker, and oh my god,
It's like so close right now. Oh, but Lan's gonna drop! That's a huge drop! To drop it below 99 as well for a bit.
yeah. If you, for the record, if you miss before the 400 combo mark, it's actually really fatal in terms of accuracy. But as you can see, Lot is already catching back up in terms of accuracy, back to the 99.5.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge increase, but at the same time, that huge drop really gives Japan a huge chance of keeping this. But there's a lot of choke points in this map, and that's really one of the scariest things about this one. Oh, as I say, that GP is gonna drop.
Yeah, missing in such a short pick is actually quite fatal in terms of scores. You're gonna see the lead reduced by a tremendous amount as G2T is actually missing again.
But the accuracy advantage is huge on the Japanese side. But no more chokes can happen. They need to maintain these combos or hope that Vietnam misses once more. This board is shrinking so fast onto the Vietnamese side.
This is life or death right now. I cannot even imagine what the players are feeling right now. You have to keep fighting, you have to keep playing, you have to keep the combo for the sake of the tiebreaker, potentially.
Right now, the average accuracy, Japan wins that. But in terms of the combo advantage, Vietnam has it. But who's gonna take it? This last part is no slouch. Can Japan hold on? I think they will. Japan secures the tiebreaker. It's going to happen a second time this day. A tiebreaker. We're gonna be seeing this controlled galaxy.
Let's go! Yoppie Yugen with the V1SS, the only V1SS in this entire lobby. And wow, what a match. Like, Vietnam definitely had somewhat of a combo advantage, I think, but that was not enough to catch back up. And now we're gonna be seeing this this matchup. Maybe not before one of the teams is calling a timeout. I suggest you call a timeout, and we see the first appearance of Sleep Girl in the lobby for the tiebreaker.
What is going? Wait, this is the first time we're seeing Sleep Girl. I had a feeling they were saving Sleep Girl for this moment.
Yeah, the Sleet Girl is the tiebreaker player for Japan. There's no skill set, just tiebreaker.
Well, luckily, that tiebreaker has no SVs. Let's just say it like that. Wait, did Sleep Girl just go to the lobby to say hi? Wait a minute. Alright, never mind. Alright, I got scared for a moment. Can I just say though, Japan winning that hybrid was reminiscent of them winning Black Ray last year. It was exactly the same situation. Hybrid was the last pick, and then Japan just won that.
And we're seeing that again quite early in the tournament, actually, round of 16. I do believe that Japan actually made it pretty far in the tournament, pretty much unrivaled by their opposing teams. But right now, well, teams are a little bit different, and teams are actually quite stronger on the other side. Like Japan and Vietnam, you've seen how back and forth they were on very different picks. Like Rice was ambiguous. Hybrids are ambiguous. Long nuts were less ambiguous, but let's not mention that.
I'm a little surprised to not see AM Duskia play this, considering how physical this map is. But at the end of the day, these two players are also really good in that aspect. But Vietnam, I'm not sure. I'm not sure really how this is going to go in general.
None of the countries actually calling for a timeout. They're really not messing around with time, and they're really going straight to the point with content, really providing us with what we want to see, an absolute showdown between the two teams, and I gotta wonder how close it's gonna be.
And here we go. Here's the first part. This part is really chokeable if you're not careful. Yapiyugin is behind most of the players in the lobby, but this lead from Vietnam is not even that big. Despite that,
God, those jacks are so chokeable, and everyone's just laser focused right now. Yapiyugin dropping kind of a little bit behind in terms of accuracy right now. 99.4 compared to the rest of the lobby. That's going to be giving the lead to Vietnam right now, but nothing is decided as we are only in the first fifth of the map.
wow, we're just seeing six-way FC right now. And I think that this part is really chokeable, yet no players have missed so far into this map. Wait, nice curse! Lot is gonna drop on that elite section. Unfortunate, and it's gonna give Japan the lead, which they really need right now.
My god, that's gonna give the lead back to Japan, and Magnifestia is cementing the lead to Japan right now. Japan still on the three-way full combo right now, trying to catch back some accuracy. G2T is actually doing tremendously well for the Japanese side. Wow! How
Now,
maintain such focus?
and now, Yapiyugin is almost matching Sevilla and Lot's accuracy, which is huge. But GDT and Sleet Girl are gonna trade those misses in Vietnam had. So this lead is going to reset anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Sleet Girl and G2T actually missing at the same exact time, but Magnifestio giving some of the lead back to Japan. It was Vietnam's occasion to catch back up in terms of lead, but no, it's not gonna be decided yet. But G2T actually missing again. Magnifestio actually trading back again, but Yapiyugin is actually missing in turn, giving the oh my god.
Wait, give me a moment. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I saw two misses on the break section for Magnifestio and Lot. That is very fatal. You do not want to miss on the break section.
I cannot speak fast enough. Those players are actually missing left and right faster than I can talk. And this is absolutely erratic to watch. This is a true tiebreaker, the essence of the tournament life.
But GDT is gonna drop. That could potentially give it back to Vietnam, but at least it's in a position where you could increase that combo really fast. Magnifest is gonna drop though, and that was a 30 miss as well, dropping to 99.1. Lot is dropping as well. That is really, really bad for the Vietnamese side.
Yeah, as G2T actually misses again, it's worth noting right now that this controlled Galaxy, compared to the rest of the map pool, is actually quite harder, quite more physical, quite more demanding in terms of skills than the rest of the pool. And this is intentional. This is to give this sudden death kind of feeling. Manifestia missing again, giving some of that lead back to Japan right now. And it seems that Japan actually has the physicality advantage and skill set advantage over Vietnam right now. Manifestia missing again, but Yapiyugin actually trading back.
Revelia though, keeping that full combo, essentially keeping the fort for Vietnam, but unfortunately that's not gonna be enough. We're gonna be the last burst section, and I believe if Japan does not have a very bad drop, it's gonna be their win, and I think they take this.
Oh dear God, I cannot even imagine how players are feeling after playing this tiebreaker, after seeing the results. Sevilla just outright quit the lobby after their full combo, 11 regulars, 11 200s, sorry, but not the best ratio, but it is basically the only full combo of the lobby, 985k from Sivelia. It is quite unfortunate that it ends up in a loss for Vietnam, but it is what it is.
But yeah, regardless, Vietnam did absolutely amazing. Even if they lost this match, you do not want to face them in the losers bracket. At all. Like, this is a scary losers bracket team.
Oh my god. How is this losers bracket gonna look? This is gonna be a bloodbath. Oh my god.
I know, right? Like, imagine a team like Vietnam in losers. That's gonna be really scary. But to Japan, congratulations to them for advancing on to the quarterfinals winners bracket. I believe their opponent is gonna be Malaysia.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not have the bracket in hand right now, but yeah, I do believe that some incredible matches are going to be coming in quarterfinals. The follow-up matches are going to be taking in quarterfinals, and that's going to be very, very terrifying. But right now, the next match is not going to be until 47 minutes from now.
So yeah, that is true. And if you want to see that match happening, which I believe is the United Kingdom versus the Chinese team, better stay tuned. And oh, we actually have the bracket here.
Oh my god. Brazil versus Thailand is quite intriguing. Thailand might be the one to actually be able to take a point from Brazil. And Malaysia versus Japan is also going to be quite exciting, considering the quarterfinals pool is actually going to scale a fair amount. South Korea versus the US is also going to be quite interesting because both of those teams are, I believe, quite well matched in terms of skill sets, maybe in different ways though. But UK versus China, that's going to be an interesting one. 45 minutes from now, you do not want to miss it because China is quite underrated in my opinion. And against the UK, we might see some surprises.
That's true, and like honestly, I just can't wait to see that. For the meantime, I guess stay tuned for this match.
Yeah, and see you in a bit.
Welcome back, everyone. That was a nice long break that we had here. Hope you enjoyed the music, but we are back once again for another one of these matches. Only 4 matches left of the weekend, but this next one is going to be an absolute banger of a match. UK versus China. I am Potassium F here commentating with Pasharaj here once again. How are you doing?
Oh man, I needed that break. I absolutely needed that break after the tiebreaker we got between Japan versus Vietnam. 6-5. It all came down to the very last tiebreaker, very last pick. And wow, what a match. And we're back for just another match. And this match, I believe, is also going to be close. I hope it's not going to be a back-to-back tiebreaker because, oh my god, I'm going to be so tired after this.
It very well could be, though. United Kingdom versus China, these two are very close in seed, but not just in seed. If you go back and look at the qualifier scores, I was looking through these, and UK mostly got the better of China on all the maps in qualifiers, but it's like a 5,000-ish point team score difference in favor of UK for so many of those qualifier maps that doesn't really mean much. That's less than a miss of difference. So I think these two teams are pretty much evenly matched across the board for a lot of these picks.
Yeah, keep in mind that the qualifiers are not actually matching in difficulty in regards to the round of 16 map pool. Some maps, a fair amount of maps are quite a bit easier, but there are also some maps that actually match in difficulty. So if both of the teams are actually quite well matched in terms of early game picks, then we might see a very powerful match right now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what is banned here. It looks like UK is gonna ban Sludge. They're not really interested in the LNs, or at least the LN release pick here in this map pool. China a little bit surprised.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit surprised.
As well.
Yeah, like the UK definitely has a long note roster with names like Ting, Momentum, or I forget what are the other names, to be honest.
Newson, absolutely, when it comes to long note releases, right?
Oh yeah, Newson. Newson has been a long-standing name for long notes, so it is very surprising to see a long note ban coming from the United Kingdom. And then surprising SV ban from China. SV2 is sadly enough a very common ban coming from countries here and there.
Yeah, continuing on the trend from the previous round as well. No one really interested in that memorization SV. It does take a while to learn this time, so gonna be banned off by China, and China immediately picking Streaming Heart. This is gonna be an interesting one. Both teams are really, really good at jump stream. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I think they might actually have gotten very close results in the qualifier. I believe stage 7 where we can actually get some comparison going on.
Yeah, so stage 7, if we look back at the team scores, it was 2991k for United Kingdom, 2988k for China, so 3,000 points of difference there. Not really that telling as to how this one can go. Looking at last week's as well, China getting 2990 on Ikanai Borderline. Of course, this one being a little bit faster, but those skills should be able to transfer over here. China should still be comfortable with this level of BPM.
Yeah, honestly, China has been, I think throughout the years, China has been continuously underrated as an entire team, and we've seen many, many surprises coming from China. Like, I don't think that many players from China are actually mainstay, I guess, international tournament players. So countries and players and spectators all alike are commonly taken by surprise by some of the Chinese performances, and we're going to see if it's going to be the case today.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely scary teams. Even though yeah, China does get kind of left out of the picture a lot of the time when we're talking about best teams, but they're exceptionally strong. We're gonna see that here. First pick. It's gonna be the speed stream map, and it's all about this accuracy.
Yeah, very powerful starts all across the board. Right now, Newson looking at min-maxing this pick right now, and this is what you have to do against a team like China. This is the correct strategy.
It looks like Mia's from China, holding a little bit worse than the other players, 99.88, but building up that accuracy, should be able to hit 99.9 soon if he keeps this up. Right now, though, United Kingdom with a little bit of a score advantage, and it looks like it's coming mostly from Newson's score right now, 99.98. Here we go into the chorus here. A lot of trills in this one, so very easy to mess up, get a few 200s here and there.
Yeah, what China wants to do is look at increasing their accuracy while also not choking anything. And right now the United Kingdom is entirely above 99.92. This is an incredible team performance right now. This is an incredible lobby performance as a whole.
And lowest 5 of these scores above 99.9. The only one not is Mia's. That's 99.86. That's really high accuracy. But Newson is making a massive difference here as well. Eliminate also 99.95 for the UK side, and that's giving them this accuracy lead. Still in UK's favor, but just 1 or 2 200s, I reckon, is going to be enough to be able to swing it back to even.
Yeah, the thing is, Team Momentum actually catches up to the 99.92 territory, actually dwarfing the entire team of China in terms of accuracy almost. Only Reimu is keeping this 99.92 accuracy, and their average accuracy is actually going ever so slightly down, and this is not the trend you want to see against a team like the United Kingdom.
Yeah, the 3 players from China are still holding decent accuracy. They haven't really improved or gone lower that much for the entire thing. And Houston's actually dropping a little bit, down to 99.93, but Eliminate and Ting definitely holding strong. And this average team accuracy is looking really high, but Mia's finds a break at the end. That basically seals the deal.
Yeah, this point was gonna be lost no matter what by China. It is an unfortunate first break point against China. Great job by the United Kingdom. 2 scores below 100 300s. Eliminate with 76, Newson with 85. Unfortunately, 1 stray 200 caught in the way. Team Momentum for V1SS as well.
Yeah, this is a great team score. This is like such a scary score from United Kingdom. Even without the miss from China, this is the ratio advantage for UK, so it would have been their point either way, and that's going to be a break point as well. UK managing to steal that off of China's first pick, and they're going right to double helix.
Yeah, I believe that learning from the Streaming Heart result, China wants to avoid free Altan at all costs, and we're going into Technical Rise. And Technical Rise is quite a different story than straightforward jump stream like we've seen on Streaming Heart. And we might see a different result here. We might even see back-to-back breakpoints.
Yeah, we could see Streaming Heart, one of those maps that, you know, if you're comfortable with the BPM, you're comfortable with the streaming, it's all about the consistency throughout the map. But in a map like Double Helix, all of these, you know, mini jacks, 3-note jacks, bursts throughout the entire map, there's a huge amount of choke potential. Even just 200s can happen very, very easily compared to Streaming Heart.
Yeah, we see some roster changes, and it is actually quite uncommon to see some roster changes within the same category. We are seeing roster changes between Jump Stream Rise and Technical Rise, which is actually
one
interesting
for each
to
team.
see. Yeah,
Both teams. Zubin subbing in for Ting and Sunny subbing in for Mia's. So we'll see how they perform here on Double Helix. very even start between all of these. Sunny drops down to 99.8. While all of UK eliminate right now, 99.94 topping the lobby. Both of these team accuracies very close still.
Yeah, right now, looking at the accuracies, the trend does go towards the United Kingdom right now. Eliminate with 99.95 so far, and Newson with 99.90. Oh no, and 82 now. That dropping on those long jacks, I believe.
Yeah, but Sunny's dropped a little bit below 99.8. He's going to make it back up now. But overall, definitely a bit of... Oh, Newson! Oh, the trill! Newson slipping up there, and now China. Very nice lead they've built for themselves, but they're going to have to hold on. There's still a lot of the map left.
Oh man, this is what I meant by technical rise being quite a little bit different from straightforward jump stream. This is where the chokes happen, this is where misses happen, and misses matter a lot in matches. If you break combo, it is an adventure to catch back up in terms of maybe accuracy, maybe hoping for a trade in terms of combo break.
Yeah, and now with that as well, big accuracy drop alongside that miss from Newson. Now China have the accuracy advantage along with the combo advantage. So it's all going to be about, can they hold on for the last third of this map we're getting into, the ending of this map, notoriously difficult.
Yeah, let's
Newson.
see. Let's see if accuracy is in their DNA, if they have the double helix inside of them.
Yeah, they're gonna need it. Both teams right now. Newson is building back up. It actually drops down a little bit of accuracy, down to 99.62. So still gonna be beaten out by Sunny, who's the lowest accuracy on China right now. Eliminate, still holding on 99.94%. Hasn't dropped whatsoever throughout the map. But unless there's any miss from China, oh, Sunny gets a big 200 drop there, but it's not gonna be enough unless it's a combo break. And China, ooh, a little bit close towards the end, 4,000 points, but manages to keep their combo throughout the map, and that's what really secures them the lead. Double break point, back to back now for either team.
Yeah, this is what we were mentioning when this match is going to be close. Like, this is not a classic one-to-one, like back-to-back exchange. No, these are completely unexpected points for one or the other team. It's just kind of gauntlets thrown in the void and just waiting for the result. You just gotta play your best and hope for the best, and well, these are the results.
Yeah, and that was a 998 as well from Eliminate, which is just incredible. Like, it shouldn't even be possible to get that high on a tech map, but here we are. And oh, we're going for a different pick. We're going straight for the LNs. Dawnwald is going to be the pick for China. UK did ban one of the LN picks, so maybe it is going to be one of those areas that they feel a little bit less comfortable with.
This is going to be quite interesting, because this is going to be the cause for many roster changes. We see the comeback of Ting Momentum. One of the mainstay long-known players for the United Kingdom, and for China we see the appearance of Makuhu with the GB tag, maybe for Great Britain. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
know what it stands for.
I have no idea what it stands for either, but you know, could be Great Britain clan, who knows. Mia's coming back in for China for the LN pick as well. And it is China's pick, and you know, UK did ban LN, but like we said before, UK's LN team is pretty scary. It's hard to really say who has the advantage on a map like this.
Yeah, this is a risky pick, but at the same time, against a team like the United Kingdom, you don't really have any strategy. Like, if you're not confident on SVs, then you might as well pick something else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It really feels like neither team has any great picks. Maybe one of them ends up being better at the SV, but we don't really know about that yet. But for all the other picks, you know, LN, Hybrid, Rice, like all of them could really go either way. Here we go, China's second pick now. We're getting our first peek into the LN pool here.
I love how with the playfield, there's only D and D on the left and right of the playfield. Kind of makes it look a little bit neat, you know.
It's like nice and symmetrical, kind of.
Yeah, it would be really symmetrical if the other D was flipped, but it wouldn't be a D anymore.
That's true. Could do it for just aesthetic reasons, though, you know. Getting off to the start of the map, there is a little bit of a trouble from Nia's at the start there. Those little bit of Rice speed patterns at the start, tripping them up, but looks like the accuracy is going to be rising quite quickly. UK for now having a small advantage, but we have yet to experience the true density of this map. That's going to come a little bit later on, starting right now.
Yeah, here we're just seeing the UK team in action. Eliminate, Newson, Ting. What a team for LMs.
But Sunny and Matrafu not far behind at all. Just a little bit below 99.8. Mia's is now brought the accuracy all the way back up to 99.7. This is fairly close. It is mostly hit and Newson. 99.89. Oh my god.
I'm looking at Mias, and Mias is actually catching some accuracy back up, at least trying to be. But this is a really good strategy from China. Just wait for a miss. I believe that the miss from the United Kingdom would seal the deal for China. Like, just switch the lead right back up.
Yeah, these accuracies are still definitely close enough. And here we're in the densest section of this map here at the very end. But neither team is really giving up anything. These accuracies are still really high. Mia's is still increasing the accuracy. But at the end of the day, no one's going to drop anything, even in the densest sections. And that means that UK are going to win the point just off of the accuracy difference from Newson and Eliminate.
3 points, 3 breakpoints. This is what the match is going to be. And wow, look at the ratio union from China. This is like 347, 344, 333.
These are scary. Like, all of these players, only like a maximum of 3 200s on a map like that. Really getting good 200 counts, but it's just the ratio difference here. We can see Newson 180, better than 1 to 10 ratio on a map like that. Really impressive.
But yeah, comparing the long note ratios between China and the United Kingdom, there's no doubt that the United Kingdom has an edge on long notes against China. So you really gotta wonder why the United Kingdom banned Sludge.
Maybe just not as consistent potentially with a 200 count on Sludge. That's what all I can really think of there. But United Kingdom, they're going to want to go straight back to tech, it looks like. They're saying double helix was just a bit of a fluke. And they're going straight back to the mini jacks.
Yeah, really gonna correct, really trying to correct this trend of technical rise at least. And Rationalist, compared to double helix, is very differently structured. Rationalist is much more focused on mini jacks speed and mini jack consistency. Especially consistency is going to be the key word of this match, because both teams are actually holding very, very strong.
Yeah, seeing the same UK roster looks like is going to be staying in for this one. China is switching out. Reimu is coming back in instead of Sunny there. One other player.
I wonder when we're gonna get some Otsufumos. This is a completely random thought, but I just had this idea.
Well, like a Pippi Fumu?
Yeah, maybe, but I was also thinking about the different mode mascots. Like, you know,
Ah, yes.
you know, we've got Mari and Manny for Mania and for other
Of
modes. I don't
course.
actually remember, but a Peppy Fumo would actually be so funny.
A Peppy Fuma. Okay. I agree. That would be funny. I would buy that.
I would buy that as well. Like instant buy. Like, you know, screw Osu sucks. Get the Osu Fumos in.
Yeah. Osu Fumos. That's a new idea. We can sell those ones.
Yeah, speaking of merch, we also have very interesting merchandise in our store. Those are called country banners. If you want to support your country, yeah, just go in the store, buy your country banner. It will be displayed in your profile at the top of your profile. It's very beautiful, and it shows how much support you can provide to your own country, or maybe even a different country than your own. It's also possible.
Of course, it's not quite a Peppy Fumo, but it's the next best thing. So make sure you go grab one here. And right now we're getting into the next pick here. It's going to be United Kingdom's second pick. And oh, that's a double miss from China. Very early on one of those mini jacks. Reimu and Mia's picking it up at the same time. Big accuracy drop as well, particularly from Mia's.
Yeah, a double miss hurts really much in the grand scheme of things, and we might be seeing the very first non-break point of this match, but let's not judge too early, because the same thing could happen to the United Kingdom, because this pick as a whole is very, very chokeable.
Yeah, very chokeable map. Definitely could see some misses out of UK, but this is a large lead to start off. Lower accuracy still from Reimu and Mia's compared to the entire UK team. Eliminate 99.95. Seeming like the norm here for Eliminate. Newson as well, 99.9. And Ting matching Rebellion's score, which is the highest score on China.
This UK team is just cracked. How do they do this every time?
These ratios are just insane, particularly on tech picks like these. And this is a relatively short map. It's only 2 minutes long. We're already just a third of the map left. And there's still 3 full combos for the United Kingdom. Only 1 for China because of those early misses.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Reimu actually caught up to 99.77 despite the miss. This is a really high accuracy with the miss.
Yeah, Reimu's doing really well after that miss. Mia's as well is catching up to 99.7 as well. It's just not enough when, you know, UK has the lowest accuracy of 99.88. Houston finds a miss, actually. That's a fairly messy miss as well, down to 99.85. It's just one miss versus the 2 of China, and the accuracy still high enough. UK is going to be able to take that. The first non-break point of the match, and that's a 998 again from Eliminate. 64 300s.
Jesus, we were like 6 300s away from having a team sub 100 300s on Rationalist 1.15. But wow, eliminated the Nintendo score. Nintendo 300s, I mean.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So now, yeah, 3-1 in favor of UK. China now in a little bit of trouble. They're going to have to win a break point later on in the match, but more importantly, they're going to have to win their point now. It's going to be Angel's Ladder. They're looking to find some avenue to get some points on the board.
Yeah, I believe that Angel's Ladder is a fair try from China to grasp at some United Kingdom weakness, because China got their points on the technical pick, and while they might not have been able to get it on a Rationalist, maybe they can get it on some less conventional picks like hybrids, and hybrids are the perfect category to explore some maybe unexplored avenues.
Yeah, the LN didn't quite go in their favor, but they made it fairly close. The hybrids maybe might work out better for them here. It's just the rise is looking so strong from UK. That's the one area that I feel like China might want to be staying away from.
Yeah, we're getting ready for Angel's Ladder, and among the hybrids, Angel's Ladder is a little bit more LN oriented, so we've seen the results in Dawnvald, but Dawnvald and Angel's Ladder are very different maps, and when we mention different maps, we mention different results as well. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, same three again. Same three players once again for United Kingdom here. They've been performing so well so far. China now, they're going to want to manage to hold on to these full combos, because UK does not seem like they're missing so far in this match.
Sunny a little bit behind in terms of accuracy in the start here. This might be a bad sign for China's pick, but we can only wait and see how it's gonna go. The United Kingdom is doing really well right now, but we are only the quarter way in.
Yeah, that early accuracy lead though in United Kingdom's favor. Reimu and Mia's with good accuracy, but Sunny finds a miss. And that's going to drop all the way down to 99.0%. Big accuracy lead for UK now.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate because it cements the lead for the United Kingdom, the lead that the United Kingdom already had in the first place. So China is going to need a whole lot more mistakes from the UK if they want a hope of catching back up.
Yeah, Sunny got a second miss there. It's going to take quite a few misses and a big accuracy drop from UK. But UK right now, these are some consistent team accuracies. 99.85 basically for all three players. And Mia's and Reimu 99.77, very strong themselves. But it's just not going to be enough to be able to make up that difference. Team Momentum actually finding a miss there. Dropping quite a lot of accuracy. That could be a little bit of a chance, but just by itself, that's not going to be enough. That point lead is still very solidly in UK's favor. We're already at the end of the map.
Yeah, this is quite unfortunate for a Chinese pick once again. And this feeds into the UK. This feeds into the British momentum right now. 993, 995. Absolutely tremendous scores from the UK team on such a map.
Yeah, without that unfortunate break from Ting as well towards the end, that would have also been similar score to eliminate with that ratio.
Yeah, also a really great score from Mias on the Chinese side, 991, carrying their team with very few 200s.
I did suspect a little bit, but Sunny is seeming to be confirming that it was scroll speed that they did forget to adjust before the map, which is unfortunate. Something you always have to remember. Always adjust your scroll speed if you need to adjust your scroll speed, especially if you've been practicing SV maps in particular. That's something that everyone always forgets.
Yeah, it's quite a common issue, and it's another common issue that players usually have countermeasures on for this kind of thing. Just notes, manual notes, maybe even paper notes for some of the players to rely on for each and every pick.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, United Kingdom's pick, they're going straight for Traveler. It's going to be the last tech pick in the pool. So far, UK have had some pretty insane tech accuracy, so it makes a lot of sense. But of course, this one as well, very, very chokeable. If China managed to hold on to the combos this time like they did in Double Helix, it's very possible for China to be able to take a breakpoint here.
Yeah, you gotta wonder where the rest of the points for China could be, but there are a fair amount of possibilities remaining. We haven't seen a lot of teams go for Set the World on Fire, but I feel like Set the World on Fire is kind of it's kind of a ballsy pick for any country to be going for, because it kind of is a testament of physicality, and right now all of the teams have decent physicality.
Yeah, especially when we're looking at these two teams, and UK with their Rice ratio. I don't different to Tech for sure, but it's risky. All 6 players starting off this map really strong. Rebellion being the lowest, 99.82, not far behind at all, and it looks like these scores is flickering quite a lot. Eliminate being the highest, 99.97, that's giving UK a small advantage for now.
Yeah, the flickering might be due to ping actually, because adding up the accuracies from the UK side compared to China, it is clear that the United Kingdom has a definite lead, but it's not absolutely big though.
But that said, no, Eliminate drops quite a lot of accuracy towards the end of those bursts, 99.75, that's a 0.2% difference from before. Now China have a little bit of an accuracy lead going into the second half of this map.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be China's chance to take it over the United Kingdom in raw accuracy alone. This is a first in this matchup, and Newson is actually going to be choking breaking combo, which is going to give even more of a lead for China. This is China's occasion to take it back.
Yeah, 2 of UK's highest accuracy scores now, dropping in accuracy, dropping in combo as well, and now China, they have to hold on to the end though. This ending can be absolutely brutal.
All eyes on China right now. Reinu and Mia still above 99.9 accuracy, absolutely tremendous performances. Rebellion not too far behind, 99.86 as well. Wow, this is a full team V1SS. The Chinese team could not have asked for a better performance from their team. Wow, and wow, look at the amount of 300s from Eliminates.
Oh my god, there's 5 scores above 995k. There would have been all 6 players. If not for the miss from Newson, that would have been 6 players with 995k. That is insane. And China are making an absolute statement here. They can absolutely win on these Rice picks.
Eliminate literally before the map. I haven't choked the score yet, then immediately dropped 250s. Nice self-curse here.
That's why you don't say those things. Never comment on how well you're performing in the middle of a match.
Yeah, just no thoughts, head empty. This is the kind of mindset you have to go for. Just think about your picks, but once you have thought about your picks, once you're into the pick, just focus on the game. Make your fingers go bang bang. Just maybe autopilot the pick as best as you can and hope for the best.
An interesting pick coming out here from China. This is a risky one, definitely, against the UK. They did just win a Rice pick, but this is not a map that I would expect chokes to come out from the UK. This is one that China's probably going to have to win just straight up on ratio.
This is not a wise pick for China, because we know from Streaming Heart that the United Kingdom has the ratio advantage, but maybe China is actually banking on chokes.
It's a fairly long map, 4.5 minutes. There's always the possibility in a map like this that there could be a choke. But whether or not I expect it, I'm not really sure. It should be fairly comfortable for all 6 players in the lobby at 220 BPM.
Yeah, really anything could happen in these 4 minutes and 27 seconds of pure stamina and mental focus challenge. But however, in long, it is worth noting that the more notes there are in a pick, the longer a pick is, the more nodes there are in a pick, and the more diluted combo breaks are going to be in the long run. So 1 or 2 combo breaks are not going to be the end of the world for the UK team.
Yeah, definitely. If they can get a significant ratio lead, accuracy lead, then 1 miss, for sure they might be able to make up the difference. But China have just shown they have the ratio as well. So if they can pull off a similar ratio that they just did on Traveler, definitely could close that gap. Everyone's starting off well. Rebellion with 99.99. Just in this calm intro though. And here we go with the actual stream starting now.
Yeah, each player in their respective country staring at the eyes of the other team. Well, figuratively, not literally, but let's go into the jump streams.
And here we see United Kingdom right now holding a tiny bit of an advantage. All 6 players above 99.9.
Yeah,
the UK just a little bit better with 2 99.95 scores.
Yeah, the UK is looking like a single unit right now. 3 99.95s almost, but China is looking to replicate the same as well. Maybe trying to trend their accuracy upwards. Just gonna pray that Mias is actually able to focus their unstable rate. Look at the UR bar at the bottom of each player's screen, just to compare how focused they are, and just look at this score lead flicker back and forth maybe.
Yeah, we've got 4 players right now who are hovering around 99.95%. All 3 of the UK players and Reimu. Rebellion and Mia is just a little bit behind, still 99.9 for both of them. So, I mean, UK gets 1 or 2 200s, and that's the entire difference, basically, between the 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, those scores are so close that even an accuracy drop might seal the deal.
Eliminate.
Yes,
Eliminate. Drops down just a little bit below 99.9 for a bit, but Mia's as well is also dropping down to 99.87, Rebellion 99.89, and Houston finds a miss!
No, I was talking about combo breaks being diluted if there was enough in an accuracy gap, but the accuracy gap is just minuscule between those 2 teams, and a miss is going to be enough to give the lead to China.
Yeah, looking at these accuracies, you know, Ting and Reimu basically tied, Eliminate and Rebellion basically tied as well. Mia's is just a little bit above Newson, so I would say altogether these accuracies are basically even between the 2 teams, so it's all in that 1 combo break from Newson. But that said, there's still so much of the map left to go. China absolutely can't even afford 200s, I don't think, if they want to be able to keep this lead throughout the rest of the map.
Yeah, we are in the last quarter of the map, but you know what a quarter of 4 minutes and 27 seconds are. It's an entire minute and above.
And we can see Newson's accuracy is rising really quickly. This score lead, it should shrink for the rest of the map, slowly shrink. China have to keep up this accuracy. They have to keep it as high as it is right now if they want to be able to maintain this lead, because it's slowly over time going a little bit towards UK.
Oh my god. Please focus. Please do not drop anything.
Oh, this has got to be like a 1,000 point difference right now. Or not even. We're in the outro. None of the players can afford any 200s.
And let's see the results at the end. We're gonna see how far the ratios are and how much this combo break actually mattered. The accuracies are much closer than I anticipated.
Oh,
and
2,000 points. And yeah, without that miss, you can see these ratios. 140, 134, 155 for UK. And China getting a, triple double S, which is really, really good. But the ratio is not quite as good as UK.
Not quite as good as the UK, but the few 200s, 50s, and especially misses from the United Kingdom is gonna be enough to give the league back to China. So yes, accuracy is something, but it's not the last word. It's not what decides the outcome of the point. And China is actually making a comeback right now.
Yeah, China definitely, that risky pick for sure, but it ended up paying off just because of their consistency. And now this is a close match now, 4-3. It's UK's pick. China still needs one more break point if they want to truly tie up this match. But there's only one rice pick left, and it set the world on fire. Do UK want to pick that?
Nah, I think that the UK should actually come back, like take a step back, look at the remaining picks, maybe consider long notes, hybrids, or even SV. If they have a decent SV training, they can consider butterfly twist.
Yeah, absolutely. Butterfly twist still on the board. Of course, the other SV being banned by China. But they're going to be going for their last LN map instead, Formless Canvas. They did win Dawnworld, but Formless Canvas definitely very different. This was one that's quite easy to drop 200s here and there. Pretty tricky to get these releases correct.
Yeah, we just know that the UK has an incredible long note roster, and this long note roster is also able to deal with the technicality and wildcardness of Formless Canvas. Formless Canvas is quite technical compared to Dawnworld, so it's a little bit of a different story in terms of gameplay. Let's see how China responds to this pick.
Some of the Chinese players in chat expressing a little bit of discomfort with this map potentially, so it could be a fairly good pick for United Kingdom here. But we'll have to see how it plays out, because we don't have much of a sample size to go off of for the LN picks for these two teams.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny that the United Kingdom has banned long notes, but is picking long notes in return.
Yeah, that's just what happens when we have two teams that are very well rounded across the board. Of course, Mafufu and Sunny coming in for China as well, making a reappearance. And here we are getting, but Newson early drop. That's before the 400 common mark. It's not going to have the full effect of a drop in the middle of the map, but still, accuracy lead now for China, just ever so slightly. Actually, I'm not even sure if China has an accuracy lead. I think UK actually has the accuracy in the lead, and if that continues, then I think that miss might be able to be offset by the accuracy, and UK may be able to come back. The score lead is very small for sure.
However, if you look at Mia's and Sunny's accuracies right now, they are actually challenging the UK's accuracies also, which lets them have the lead ever so slightly, but the accuracy drops, especially coming maybe from Mafufu, and the fact that the UK is quickly catching back up in accuracy is actually flinging the lead back and forth.
Yeah, this lead now is actually gone over to UK once again. Newson brought that accuracy all the way back up to 99.8, which is extremely high with a miss, actually better than the entire Chinese team. And Ting Momentum as well, 99.85, the best in the lobby right now. And these accuracies, Mafufu finding a little bit of a drop in accuracy once again, down to 99.6.
Oh my god. Like, the accuracies from the Chinese team are actually really good, but it's not enough to even catch up to the UK, even with this miss from Newson. It's actually
99.8% from two of the players on UK is no joke at all on a map like this, and it manages to win them the point, 5,000 being the difference between the two teams. That would have been a score view on double S from Newson.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, the thing is, we see those ratios, like, sure, sure, the ratio is a little bit worse from China, but what's really didn't give the advantage to China is all those 200s. They had way more 200s than the other team, and that's what caused their demise. It's going to be match point for the UK right now, 5-3. This is one of the last chances for China to catch back up, and this is their pick.
Yep, last pick for China. China need to win 2 picks in a row now, one pick for either team to be able to force the tiebreaker out. And the picks left, I mean, Set the World on Fire and 2 hybrid maps. So it's a tough decision for both teams, I would say, as to what to pick here. I mean, Butterfly Twist is on the board as well. I completely missed that. It's so rare to see an SV map last this long. I mean, both teams have just been avoiding it. Do China take a risk now and pick Butterfly Twist if they feel like they have good enough scores on? They can, potentially.
Yeah, the poker table right now looks like an absolute mess. Like, the remaining picks are basically picking the least worst option out of basically hell. You've got Set the World on Fire, which is an incredibly risky Rice pick. You've got the hybrids, and hybrids are risky by nature. And then you've got the SV, which is risk incarnated.
The SV is such a gamble for either team right now. It's like both teams are playing this game of SV chicken, where they're like, no, you pick it, no, you pick it. It's just sitting there. But yeah, at the end of the day, China, they're not going to go for the SV. They're going to be going for the last Rice pick, Set the World on Fire, the speed pick of the pool. And I think this is the first time I've seen it on stream. I'm not sure it's the first time being picked this weekend.
Yeah, I've only seen it now out of all the streams I've commentated. And yeah, for sure, Set the World on Fire is a very rare pick, and I guess a very welcome one for to change the status quo.
Oh yes, and Reimu subbing in for UK here, of course. But interestingly enough, Newson's being swapped out here. First time we're seeing Newson being swapped out for United Kingdom. Has been such an incredibly strong accuracy player for them so far.
Yeah, but I guess in terms of physicality, the UK has this kind of boundary, and this boundary is, I guess, when they decide to kind of trade accuracy and raw skill, and their last raw skill player is gonna be Zubin.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for Zubin to come in for the UK here. One of those players that's notoriously good at these Rice picks, especially one like this, right? An extremely fast speed pick.
Yeah, dare I mention the difficulty name? This is fine. This is what China needs to tell themselves. This is fine. This is fine. We can recover this. We can recover this. We can catch back up to tiebreaker. Like, sure, the United Kingdom has match point. They have secured the tiebreaker, but China is perfectly able to take the UK to tiebreaker. There's only 2 points remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. I think China definitely have the ability to take it, but it's going to be a rough one here. It's going to really come down to just the consistency. Both teams, this is a long map, a lot of streams in this one. And we're going to see how well they fare on these speed streams.
And yeah, you want to watch you want to watch for the accuracy first, and then you gotta watch out for some combo breaks here and there, because they might happen plenty.
Yeah, Ting dropping accuracy early on there, down to 99.75. Rebellion just a little bit better, 99.8 right now. All the other players doing exceptionally well, 99.9 for the other 4 players right now.
This is a very scary matchup. The lead might be towards China, but the lead is really small. It's just the tiniest amount you could imagine.
Yeah, absolutely tiny lead. Ting is now caught up with Rebellion. Mia's, Reimu, Zubin eliminate all on basically the same accuracy, but Ting finds a miss.
Oh, that's gonna give China a little bit of leeway, and some very needed leeway. And China is actually doing tremendously well. All of the accuracies are above 99.8, which is a very good sign.
Yeah, the accuracy lead. Still, eliminate Zubin, Reimu, Mia's, these 4 players tying each other the entire match. This map right now is being decided in a 1v1 between Rebellion and Ting. And right now, Rebellion is in the lead. That accuracy lead, as well as the miss from Ting, is putting China in the lead. This is the last quarter of the map now.
Oh man, you really gotta watch for this, for these little trills, these little hidden mini jacks and so on.
The trills are so nervous to watch, but all of these players are somehow hitting all of them. We still have 5 FCs on the board. Rebellion finds a big miss at the end. Is there going to be enough time for UK to catch back? There is. They're going to take it at the very end.
That was a very dirty miss from Rebellion. Had Rebellion missed a tiny bit less dirtily, this would have been a Chinese point. Oh my god, 3 misses in one go. This is absolutely devastating for China. Oh no.
3 misses at once at the very end of the map. Even if it was a few seconds later, then there wouldn't have been enough time for UK to come back. But UK, they managed to take that. It's such a clutch last point there. We have 4 V1 double S's, 2 for each of the countries. But it's going to end China's chance of a comeback here, 6-3 for UK at the end of the day. Of course, this is a winner's bracket match. China are still in the tournament, but they're going to have to go through an absolutely terrifying loser's bracket right now. And UK are going to be able to move on.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we've seen China's performance today against a team like the United Kingdom. They have gotten 3 points against the United Kingdom. I cannot wait to see what China is going to do in the losers bracket. China is one of the most dangerous things you can imagine that could happen to a losers bracket, and yeah, boots are shaking right now.
Absolutely. But as for United Kingdom, they're gonna be continuing on. Their next opponent next week, Philippines. So massive matchups happening in the winners bracket there. China's still gonna have a chance, and they're gonna be versing the winner of the Czech Republic versus Germany, which is happening later on today. But for now, we still have more matches, 3 more matches of the weekend. The next one is going to be Finland versus Russia, another one of these losers bracket matches. An elimination on the line for one of those teams. That's going to happen 14 UTC, about 1 hour, just over an hour from now. So make sure you stick around for that one.
Yes, absolutely. Stay tuned for more content. This is not the end. There are 3 remaining matches. All for the sake of entertainment, fun, and competition. This has been the Yosumin World Cup 2022. We will be back later.
Drop it.